Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 158 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading from the book, the Scriptures 2009. We'll be in the books of Deuteronomy chapter 17, Isaiah chapter 18, Psalms chapter 6, Proverbs chapter 7, and we'll finish off with 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Deuteronomy chapter 17 on page 204. And do not slaughter to Yahweh your Elohim a bull or sheep which has any blemish, any evil matter, for that is an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim. When there is found in your midst, in any of your cities which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, a man or woman who does what is evil in the eyes of Yahweh your Elohim, is transgressing his covenant, and has gone and served other mighty ones, and bowed down to them, or to the sun, or to the moon, or to any of the hosts of the heavens, which I have not commanded, and has not been made known to you, and you have heard, and have searched diligently. Then see if true the matter is confirmed that such an abomination has been done in Israel. Then you shall bring out to your gates that man or woman who has done this evil matter, and you shall stone to death that is man or woman with stones. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall he that is to die be put to death. He is not put to death by the mouth of 1 witness. The hand of the witnesses shall be first against him to put him to death, and the hand of all the people last. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. When any matter arises which is too hard for you to judge, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, or between stroke and stroke, matters of strife within your gates, then you shall rise and go up to the place which Yahweh your Elohim chooses, and shall come to the priests and the Levites, and to the judge who is in those days, and shall inquire, and they shall declare to you the word of right ruling. And you shall do according to the word which they declare to you from that place which Yahweh chooses. And you shall guard to do according to do all they instruct you, and according to the Torah in which they teach you, according to the right ruling which they say to you. You do not turn to the right or to the left from the word which they declare to you. And the man who acts arrogantly, so as not to listen to the priest who stands to serve there before Yahweh your Elohim, or to judge, that man shall die. So you shall purge the evil from Israel, and let all the people hear and fear, and no longer do arrogantly. When you come to the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, and shall possess it, and shall dwell in it, and you shall say, let me set a sovereign over me like all the nations that are around me. You shall certainly set a sovereign over you, whom Yahweh your Elohim shall choose. Set a sovereign over you from among your brothers. You are not allowed to set a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. Only he is not to increase horses, or for himself, nor cause the people to return to Mizraim to increase horses. For Yahweh has said to you, do not return that way again. And he is not to increase wives for himself, lest his heart turn away, nor is he to greatly increase silver and gold for himself. And it shall be when he sits on the throne of his reign, that he shall write for himself a copy of this Torah in a book from the one before the priests, the Levites, and it shall be with him, and he shall read it all the days of his life, so that he learns to fear Yahweh his Elohim, and guard all the words of this Torah and these laws to do them, so that his heart is not lifted up above his brothers, so as not to turn aside from the command right or left, so that he prolongs his days and his reigns, he and his children in the midst of Israel. Isaiah 18 on page 427. Woe to the land of whirring wings, which is beyond the rivers of Cush, which send envoys by sea, even in vessels of reeds or the waters, saying, Go swift messengers to a nation, tall and smooth-skinned, to a people dreaded from their beginning onward, a nation mighty and trampling, whose land the rivers divide. All inhabitants of the world, and you that dwell on the earth, when a banner is lifted up on the mountains, look, and when a shofar is blown, hear. For thus said Yahweh said to me, I am still, and I watch in my dwelling place, like dazzling heat and sunshine, like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. For before harvest, when the bud is perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, then he shall cut off the twigs with pruning hooks, and shall cut down and take away the spreading branches. They are left together for the mountain birds of prey, and for the beasts of the earth. And the birds of prey shall summer on them, and all the beasts of the earth winter on them. In that time a present shall be brought to Yahweh of hosts from the people tall and smooth-skinned, and from the people awesome from their beginning onward, a nation mighty and trampling, whose land the rivers have divided, to the place of the name of Yahweh of hosts, to Mount Zion. Psalm 6 on page 649. O Yahweh, do not rebuke me in your displeasure, nor discipline me in your wrath. Show favor to me, O Yahweh, for I am fading away. O Yahweh, heal me, for my bones have been troubled, and my being has been greatly troubled. And you, O Yahweh, till when? Return, O Yahweh, rescue my life. O save me your loving commitments O save me for your loving commitment's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. Who gives you thanks in Sheol? I have grown weary from my groaning. Every night I flood my bed. I drench my couch with my tears. My eye has grown dim because of grief. It grows old because of all my adversaries. Depart from me, all you workers of wickedness, for Yahweh has heard the voice of my weeping. Yahweh has heard my pleading. Yahweh receives my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. They turn back suddenly ashamed. Proverbs 7 on page 735. My son, guard my words and hide my commands with you. Guard my commands and live, and my Torah as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding a close friend. To guard you against the strange woman, against the foreigner who flatters with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my lattice, and I saw among the simple, I perceived among the youths, a young man lacking heart, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And look, a woman met him, dressed like a whore with a hidden heart. She was boisterous and stubborn. Her feet did not stay at her own house. Now in the street, now in the square, and at every corner she lurks. And she took hold of him and kissed him. She hardened her face and said to him, slaughterings of peace offering are with me. Today I have paid my vows. Therefore I came out to meet you, to earnestly seek your face, and I found you. I have spread my bed with coverings, colored linens of myrrh. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us fill of carnal love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of silver with him. He comes home on the day of covering. With her many words she leads him astray. With her smooth lips she seduces him. He goes after her immediately. Like an ox he goes to the slaughter, and as in chains a fool to the punishment, till an arrow strikes through his liver, like a bird rushing into a snare, and it did not know it was his life. It would take his life. And now listen to me, you children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not go astray in her paths. For many are the wounded she has caused to fall, and numerous all her killed ones. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the rooms of death. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Chapter 11 on page 1114. Become imitators of me, as I also am of Messiah. And I praise you, brothers, that you remember me in every way and keep the traditions as I delivered them to you. And I wish you to know that the head of every man is the Messiah, and the head of woman is the man, and the head of Messiah is Elohim. Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered brings shame to his head, and every woman praying or prophesying with her head uncovered brings shame to her head. For that is one and the same as he, and for that is one and the same as if her head were shaved. For if a woman is not covered, let her also be shorn. And if it is a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaved, let her be covered. For a man indeed should not cover his head, since he is in the likeness of the esteem of Elohim, but woman is the esteem of man. For man is not from woman, but woman from man. For man also was not created for the woman, but woman for the man. Because of this, the woman ought to have authority on her head because of the messengers. However, man is not independent of woman, nor woman independent of man in the master. For as the woman was from the man, even so the man also is through the woman. But all are from Elohim. Judge for yourselves. It is proper for a woman to pray to Elohim with her head uncovered. Is it proper for a woman to pray to Elohim with her head uncovered? Does not nature itself teach you that if a man indeed has long hair, it is disrespected to him? And if a woman has long hair, is it an esteem to her because the long hair has been given to her over against a veil? If, however, anyone seems to be contentious, we do not have such a habit, nor do the assemblies of Elohim. And in declaring this, I do not praise you, since you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For in the first I hear that when you come together as an assembly, there are divisions among you, and to some extent I believe it. For there have been factions even among you, so that the approved ones might be revealed among you. So when you come together in one place, it is not to eat the Master's supper. For when you eat, each one takes his own supper first, and one is hungry and another is drunk. Have you not houses to eat and drink in? Or do you despise the assembly of Elohim and shame those who have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I do not praise. For I received from the Master that which I also delivered to you, that the Master Yeshua in the night in which he was delivered up took bread. And having given thanks, he broke it and said, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. To do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, also the cup of supper, after supper, saying, "This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood. As often as you drink it, do this in remembrance of me. And as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the death of the Master until he comes. So that whoever should eat this bread or drink this cup of the Master unworthy shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Master. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For the one who is eating and drinking unworthily eats and drinks judgment to himself, not discerning the body of the Master. Because of this, many are weak and sick among you, and many sleep. For we were to examine ourselves, we would not be judged. But when we are judged, we are disciplined by the Master, that we should not be condemned with the world. So then, my brothers, when you come together to eat, wait for one another. And if anyone is hungry, let him eat at home, lest you come together for judgment, and the rest I shall set in order when I come. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.